I'm going to describe a situation that might happen to you. You play the move, you think that it was brilliant, you're going to win material or something like that, and you are expecting from your opponent to resign, right? But after a while, he played the move, and you're something like, gloop, what am I going to do now? I'm losing. Why this is happening? I'm going to explain in this video why this is happening and how to avoid it. And here we have a position. I'm going to show you 4 different games of mine. This is the first one, and he just sacrificed a pawn here on with this Albin counter gambit here, and he would like to recapture this pawn on e5. And I thought, okay, he might capture it, but let's do something active meanwhile, right? And I played this move queen b3. I'm threatening his knight, and the most natural and logical move for him is to play knight to c6 and after that capture the pawn. And this is exactly what he played. After there he played this one, I castled, and now he just captured he captured the pawn here. And he thought, okay, I have a very nice position. But in reality he is losing because he didn't calculate accurately more than one move. So he is one mover. He just thought about that, he just captured the pawn, and after this he don't have options. I just capture a piece, he has to recapture. Right now maybe he saw this one, but after this we can perform this checkmate. What you're going to learn here, calculate more moves ahead, calculate what you should do. And actually after this one he has to play something like c5, keeping the knight here as much as possible. After that he can prepare the capture of this pawn with this rook play on rook e1 and things like that, but he just went back and he just captured the pawn, and now he's losing. Let's see another game actually. Here I played with another player. He is 2150 his rating actually. He had the black pieces, we played the Dutch defense, and he has some options right now. And here he didn't thought actually, and he played this move f4. This is a very bad move actually, because he has a lot of moves. He can capture here with a knight, maybe he can capture with a pawn there, or he can capture on e5. He has many options. But he played this one, and this again, this is a move without calculation. He just threw the pawn forward, and after this exchange I continue my plan, pushing my pawns in the center of the board, and now he has problems. The knight is under attack. During the game he just played this one, because if he just exchange, the knight is again under attack, and now we can play this one, we can exchange the queens here, and white is better because we can kick this knight away. This is doomed, this is very powerful pawn. What this knight is doing here, he has only one threat here, but we can fix this one, we can save this one. Or if he just recapture with the bishop, the things is even worse because we can play e7 and we can win instantly. This didn't happen during the game, he just played there, and now we have h3. The knight has to go away, as you can see, because cannot retreat, cannot capture there, so it went on h6, and now we have this one, attacking the knight. We're separating his army in two, and continue asking question to his knight, where you are going to play. And he played this one. Obviously we have to ask what he is threatening. He's threatening the pawn, so I protect this one. Maybe he would like to play something like d5, but we are not forced to recapture there. We can play this move c4, c5, and the knight, believe it or not, is trapped, cannot go anywhere. So he didn't play this move d5, he played here. Another dubious move, I guess. Maybe he would like to overprotect this one, but the bishop cannot move. I don't know why he played this one. And after this I'm trying to kick the knight away. He played there, here, and you can see his pieces are doomed. What this knight is doing here, the other knight is not well placed, the rook is nothing to do, has nothing to do there, and after this I just capture his pawn. Do you remember some moves ago he just played this move f4 without calculation, without thinking? And in order to solve this one, I'm going to say this is you should not play blitz games. It's not happy to hear this one. You might not be happy because everyone loves the blitz games, but playing blitz games you have a very bad habit to move something very fast. And if you just move something without calculation, then things like this could happen. As you can see, I just captured the pawn, he played this one here, and after that I played takes, and queen on d4. I'm threatening checkmate. So he is forced to do something. He played this one, takes, and now we have another cool move. You have the control. What are you going to play with the white pieces? We have a lot of good moves, but the best one is to play e7. e7, yes, because if he just captures the queen, we're going to see what happened during the game. If he just goes here, we can exchange and we can create a new queen, and he's going to lose the knight as well on a8. So during the game, he just captured here my queen, I capture first his rook, and after this I just capture his queen. He can resign right now, it's +10 actually, but he continue playing like this, and now he just lost the knight, and his only hope was to do something like stalemate. But I just stop him, I play this one, and after this check I just capture all of his pawns, protecting everything, and then you can see we can advance our king forward or promote a rook actually and create the checkmate. He resigned actually after 20-30 moves. Tactics is one of the most, if not the most important part of the games. Your plan could be successful if you use the tactics correctly, and the tactics can be accelerator to your plan. With Grandmaster Stelios Chalkias, we created this amazing chess course here on tactics and calculation, and you can read the description. We have a lot of lessons and 100 exercises there. If you follow the blog post, then you can read more about Stelios' life. You are welcome to click the link below the video and learn more. But okay, the main idea is to avoid one moves. Don't play one moves. Here we have a Caro-Kann, I have the black pieces here, and White didn't play correctly actually. He didn't make good moves. His rating is 1800, and now he has some options, but he played this move knight to b5. What the knight is doing here actually, you made 1, 2, and you're going the third move in order to capture the bishop, so long journey only to capture that bishop, and after this I'm not even allowed him. He played that one, and now I have a6, kick him away, and after this I just retreated, and now what we played actually, this move is nothing here, and maybe he just weakening a little bit his queen side, because this square c4 is a little more powerful right now. We have an access on b4 square. He's not really stop our counterplay, because we can do this later if we would like. We can do it later. And now he just played this one, another one mover, just try to attack my queen actually without thinking, without have a plan for all of his pieces. And now I just attack this one, he went back here, and after that I played knight there, and after this I can win a pawn. How? I can capture first of all the bishop, the knight, and after this I can capture on d4, and white is clearly black is clearly better here, but after this I just recapture there, and after that another, you see, very aggressive and very risky try to open up everything in the f file, try to open up his pieces. I just castle, and now he played this one, and now we have rook there to overprotect my pawn. He played and now he has to move a plan actually again. He has to do something about his pieces, and he didn't care about his pieces. He just played this one because he is very focused on this pawn on e6. But you should strengthen your position first of all. You should put your pieces in the best positions, and after that try to do something. And here better move is something like knight d1, because you are overprotecting everything, relocating the knight in a better square, maybe here, maybe there later, we are going to see. And from here you are attacking the pawn, the bishop, you are forcing black to do something. But he just played this one. We have the exchanges and queen on b6. And another thing that you should be careful is what my opponent is threatening, and he didn't do that. I played this one, and he just played rook f e1. He would like to capture my pawn on e6 in any case, and now he lost this one actually. Maybe he can play something like this, I don't know, maybe something like that to protect something, but after this I give the check here. We have some exchanges, and right now I'm attacking the rook, and I'm protecting this one. He went here, and now knight takes there, because again it is one move again, only one move. He would like to play something like that, and then he will see maybe something like this to remove my knight in order to capture on e6. This is his plan, his optimistic plan. But here I just capture there, and after this he's threatening my bishop and my rook. I played this check first of all to save my pieces, and after this I didn't capture his rook actually on e6. He would like to do that in order to recapture with the rook, but I captured the free rook on e1, and I won this game. And let's jump forward to the final example here. we played a Catalan. I had the white pieces and he played this aggressive system with c5. The best move here, the main line is short castling there. I have a lot of analysis on this line actually, but during the game I said, okay, I'm going to give a check on a4, I'm going to recapture on c4, and then we're going to see. And he just played this one, I capture, and what are you going to do here with the black pieces actually? White is threatening something. White is threatening to capture this pawn on c5. White would like to do something like this to attack the bishop and maybe attack the long diagonal. So you have to do something dynamic, something very, very dynamic. A black should be extremely careful here, or he should know the theory very, very well. He just captured the pawn, and this is again one mover thinking. He had 1800 ELO player. It was only chess. 1800 ELO player is approximately 85 to 90% better above all of the other players. So he's not a beginner, right? And here we have to do something actually. We can take with a knight and we can improve our position. But the better move for black was to play b5. Very, very scary move. But he's attacking my queen. He has a lot of tactics. After this, again, I'm threatening a lot of things like this one, but he can play this calm move, over protecting the pawn, and after this, he can play this extremely calm move, very nice move, rook to c8. He's going to recapture the pawn back, and after this, for example, he can take there. Now he's threatening a check to capture my queen. I should play something like that or something like this. The position is playable for both players, but he should play something like that, because during the game he just played this move, capturing immediately, and after this he said, okay, I'm going to develop. You have a threat here, you're threatening my pawn, I have to do something, let's play the knight on c6. One mover thinking, because he thought I have two pieces, let's say the pawn and the bishop, two other units that protecting this knight on c6, so I'm going to develop my pieces. Unfortunately, white has 3 units, as you can see, attacking that knight. Here is the danger level, attacking the knight, and I just captured here, attacking his queen, and after this we have a check, and now we have another check. He cannot close the check with the queen because he's going to lose the rook, so he went here, and I played another attacking move, bishop on d2, because his king is very, very vulnerable. What are you going to do here actually with the black pieces? You have another good move actually, to prolong a little bit the game. And very, very difficult move is queen to d5. Very nice and very difficult move, because we're attacking the queen, we're overprotecting the rook, and we're attacking his own rook on h1, right? And after this check we can go on d8. We created a free square for the king, and unfortunately white didn't castle yet in order to play king rook to d1 or something like this, as you can see. So not castling here actually, and the game is better actually for white. He's going to exchange some pieces, queen takes, bishop takes, something like this. We have an extra pawn and white is going to win the game, but we have an end game here, and it's a little more difficult for white to win the game, little more difficult, more demanding. The task is a little more demanding. But during the game he didn't play after this one, he didn't thought about this, he just played again only one move. What is his one move? Try to attack my queen. I'm attacking your queen, you have to go back, and then I'm going to sit to see, to think. But this is not good, because I just give this check, and now he resigned actually, because after this I can take with a bishop or with a queen, and here white is completely winning. Try not to calculate only one move ahead, try to calculate a little deeper, and in order to fix this error, try to solve puzzles or real puzzles from real games, or try to stop blitz games for some time and play in classical time control. Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Here it's time for action. This is the initial page of my website, and here you can click Give me access to get access to free lessons. You can read this page, and if you scroll down, here you can add your name and your email. After that, you're going to take a free lesson how to avoid chess blunders. So, time for action is now, and you're very welcome to join my mail list.